is Morgan Hartman, and I hope you are all doing well today. Why do we continue to let our fellow college-educated Americans struggle from student debt? Student loan debt is caused by the ridiculous prices demanded by colleges for classes and tuition. College should be free for everybody, not just the privileged. Natasha York and Daniel Riddell from Indiana University stated that 40 million Americans are in debt. They also stated that 40% of 25-year-olds are in debt. And from that 40 million Americans that do have debt, 60% of them owe $10,000 and 30% of them owe $25,000. Natasha York and Daniel Riddell from Indiana University also stated that college activities coalesce into 3 distinct student lifestyles that are differently associated with debt. Debt determines the lifestyle of students. There are 3 types of students: the socially engaged, the serious students, and the inactive students. The socially engaged students do not have debt, and they have an active non-academic agenda. The serious students do have debt, and they spend all of their time focusing on academics and working for pay. Inactive students do have debt, and they are completely uninvolved from their campus life. Debt affects the time spent at college. It affects the time working for pay, consuming media, and athletics. Patterns show that debt is a stratifying mechanism, and it is also a proxy for time use patterns. There are large amounts of U.S. student debt. 40 million Americans have student debt, and 40% of 25-year-olds have student debt. Debt has very important effects on students. It affects the persistence of students, the completion of work by students, and students with student debt are less likely to graduate. Next, Martin Gravas and Nicholas Ziboth from Economic Equality stated that loan debt is valued at $1.2 trillion and that it is 10% of the total debt. Also, the American Journal of Pharmaceutical Education has stated that the median for an undergrad's debt is $37,000, shown by this graph here. And as you get a higher education, the amount of debt increases. So an undergrad has a median of $37,000, but a higher education, such as a doctorate's degree, has a debt in the hundreds of thousands to the 200,000s. As well as that, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development has stated that the average post-secondary cost for tuition is greater in the U.S. than in any other country. Also, Dan Bruman with the Chronicle of Higher Education has stated that student loans can and do hold up economic growth. They hold up the small business startup. They delay the buying of homes between Americans that do have debt and do not have debt. And most debt is held by the higher educated people. Lastly, Danae Morta, Glenn Rigar, and Shapira Gainsberg with medical teacher has stated that in the last 20 years, tuition has increased by 165% in medical private schools and 312% in medical public schools. They also state that the median debt is $100,000 for public schools and $135,000 for private schools. In summary, there are 40 million Americans that struggle with student loan debt. The student loan debt is valued at $1.26 trillion. This is insane. And the U.S. has the highest cost for tuition for any surrounding country. It holds up our economic growth. And in the last 20 years, tuition has skyrocketed. This needs to be stopped because student loan debt caused by the high prices of college, it's controlling our economy and our people. Thank you.